Okay, so we're going back to 5-5, and it's called difference of two squares. Okay, so this is our third method of factoring. If we're counting the first method as the pattern, the ax squared plus bx plus c, where c is positive. The second one was where c was negative. Again, we obviously learned how to factor out, so again, if you want to consider this the fourth, that's totally up to you, but this is kind of like the third, like, real method. The other one's just factoring out. But enough of that talking, on to here. Okay, so just hearing the name of difference of two squares, the name tells us exactly what kind of polynomial can be factored by this method. So we're gonna write some kind of things. So this is this must be subtraction. Why? Because what does a difference mean? Difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. Subtraction. There we go. Okay, so there. Next thing. Two things being subtracted are squared. What does that mean? I'll put it in a different one. For example, it could be 2 squared, or x squared, or 5 squared. So whatever it is, it's squared, okay? Because it says difference of two squares. Okay. And what else does it tell us? It only applies to binomials. Okay, so it's only going to apply to binomials, and we know binomials are, two monomials added together, okay? So you'd have 2 of those multiplied by another 2, okay? So now we're going to actually get down to business. The format is as follows. If you have a squared minus b squared, the way you factor this out is a minus b times a plus b. Obviously, it doesn't matter which order. It could be a plus b times a minus b. Doesn't matter which order because of the commutative property, but that is our basic form. Saying a number squared minus another number squared, or it could be a variable, equals the sum of the numbers and the difference of the numbers. Let's see if you can read the difference of the two numbers. Okay, so that is the general formula. So now we're just going to factor. So if we know, so we see here factor x squared minus 16. So let's figure out what a is and what b is, because once we figure those out, then we can factor super easy. So in this case, we're having x is being squared minus, and 16. What squared is 16? 4 squared is 16. So now that I figured out my a and b, I can rewrite this as x minus 4, because that's a minus b, times x plus 4, which is a plus b. And then that is my answer. That's how simple it is. Okay, so our next one. We need to figure out what is our a in this case. So what is being squared? So 2y is being squared because 2 squared is 4 and y squared is y squared. Minus, and we need to figure out what's being squared, 6. 6 is being squared. So now that I have my a and my b, I can do 2y minus 6 and 2y plus 6. So there you have it. Again, you don't have to write this every time, okay? I wonder if you can see it. Okay, you don't have to write that every time. I don't know if you can see it, okay? But it's a good way to help you realize what you're going to do. Okay, number 3. Oh, what's being squared? Okay, so 9a is being squared because 9 squared is 81 and a squared minus, and we're going to have 5x. Something has to be squared, so I need to have this being squared, but what exponent does x have to be so that when I multiply it, because it's power to power, will give me 6? It needs to be 3, because 3 times 2 is 6, and that will give me the half. So now that I have that, I go 9a minus 5x cubed and 9a plus 5x cubed. There we go. And our last one. Okay, so we know that 16 r to the 4th. We know what is that? I do that. That's going to be 4r squared. I'm not going to write the. I'm not going to rewrite it out this time. So I'm going to do that, and then the square root of 625 is actually 25, so that helps us. So 25 squared is 625. So we'll have that there. You might have needed to use your calculator, but that's fine. I just gave it to you this time. So we have that, and we got to finish it up right here. But we're not done. Why? Because look, this one right here, that is another difference of squares. Okay, so I need to split that up as to 2r minus 5 and 2r plus 5. And then I'm going to just rewrite this one down here because that one is not a difference of squares because it's not negative. And then this is my final answer. So there you have it, difference of squares. Not too hard, so hopefully this makes a little sense.